I would just like to comment, Your Honor, concerning these opinions of two generals already, which I think need to be properly corrected, Your Honor. If a person has a warrant of arrest, Your Honor, the subject of the warrant of arrest has two options. Either he submits himself to the jurisdiction of the court, or he questions the finding of probable cause, Your Honor, which Senator Lacson did, okay? And if the DOJ would not side with him, he can go on certiorari to the Court of Appeals without ever surrendering. Santiago case would prove that. So, a person, even if he has a warrant of arrest, can choose to exhaust all of his remedies, Your Honor, such as but not limited to questioning the finding of probable cause. So I do hope General Torre would disabuse his mind that the only option of a person who has a warrant of arrest is to surrender, Your Honor, because he has a right, Your Honor, to insist that there is no probable cause, especially in this case, that the cases were dismissed already by the City Prosecution's Office, Your Honor, a long time ago. And the complainant in this case filed a petition for review 4 years ago, Your Honor, and this was not acted upon by the Department of Justice, and this was only acted upon when it became fashionable to attack Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, when there was already a Senate investigation being instigated by Senator Hontiveros. All of a sudden, voila, there is already a resolution on the petition for review, not...
If you can allow it, sir, or YouTube of the front of KOJC, sir, right now, so that we can see for ourselves what is the situation and how we can resolve it, sir.
Andyan, may video ka.
Ipahanap na lang natin, sir, sa technical, sir. Madali na, sir, yun.
Sige, papahanap natin. Pero, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, okay, in response to what the Honorable General just said, wala daw pulis sa harap ng KOJC kasi nandun daw sila sa kabila.
Harap pa rin.
Harap pa rin.
Harap
Ano
pa
ba
rin
yung
ang
harap?
gate yun.
Baka hindi nila alam yung harap, di nga nila alam yung fugitive. Harap pa. Sir, harap. Tapos, sir, sana wag na lang tayo magsinungaling. Wag niya na dagdagan. Pwede ba? For once naman. Because your lie is leading to another lie. Sir, ayaw na namin kasi
Ano?
ayaw na namin sana makinig pa ng mga kasinungalingan. No? Tama na. Kasi isa lang yung bansa natin. Inaayos natin to. Nakafocus lahat sa KOJC. Tapos sabihin ni General Torre na walang pulis sa tapat.
Nakaka-affect po talaga.
At saka, Nick, itong mga pulis natin, advise mo naman sila na huwag magsige cover na mukha. They don't have to fear sa anything kung wala silang ginagawang illegal. Advise mo kasi, ma-intimidate talaga yung mga bata nag-aaral doon, makakita ka na armado na ganyan, na naka-cover. I understand. Itong mga tao na ito, takot rin ito magkakaso. Kaya nga minsan ayaw maglagay ng nameplate dahil takot rin magka-problema dahil alam ko, pulis kung kadali lang kasuhan. Pero for us to show that we are friendly to all the people, regardless kung sino sila. They are not Pastor Kibuloy. They are not one of the five na hinahanap ninyo. Dapat friendly tayo sa kanila. Yung ganyan na nakakover yung mukha, pwede siguro tanggalin natin yan. Di ba? Para
Yes, sir. SWAT yan,
friendly ang
sir.
dating natin.
SWAT yan, sir, na madaling araw yan, sir. Hindi naman yan, sir, na para makita ng mga bata. Pag araw, sir, naka-gowasi yan, sir, or naka-patrol shirt.
Oh, pero yun nga, yung tanggalin lang natin yung ako, siguro maintindihan mo naman ako.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tanggalin
Yes,
natin
sir.
yan.
Mr. Chair, pwede magsingit?
Intimidating masyado.
Sorry po,
Yes,
Mr.
go ahead.
Chair. Kasi bawal po magsinungaling dito sa committee, di pa po ba? Nag-vote po tayo.
Yes,
Lantara po tayo nagsisinungaling si General Torre po. Sabi po niya, wala pong checkpoint sa harap po ng compound namin. Marami po kaming footage and pictures po, nag-checkpoint po sa harap ng compound po namin. At sabi po niya po, madaling araw lang po sila nagaganyan. Umaga po, 24 hours, kahit po tutok po ang araw, nagaganyan po, hindi po magkakakilanlan, watala po ang nakikita po. Sabi po lang, checkpoint po niya, nandun po sa dulo, at pinapatatago lang niya yung mga tauhan niya doon, kasi nga maliwanag doon. Kami po naglagay ng ilaw, inilawanan po namin po sila kung saan po sila, kasi napakadilim at damuhan po sila nagtatago, sir. Kaya kinakabahan po kami, walang nameplate, wala pong plate number ang sasakyan, nakatabon po ang mukha, paglapitan mo, hindi magsasalita, sino pong hindi kakabahan yan kung pulis ba yan o hindi? Kung matino kang pulis, wala kang tinatago, sir, you have to present yourself. Hindi po kami takot sa pulis. Kung may mga ibang pulis po, pulis Davao po, kilala namin, nagpapakilala po. Pulis Present Sasa, naka-blue lang po sila na polo shirt, yung friendly po lang na uniform. Doon po, kinakausap po kami. Pero ito po sila, sir, para mapipitbing eh. Wala pong lumalabas sa bibig na, at kami po, nakikiusap po. Nakikiusap na po ha. Hindi po kami mga garapalan at nambastos po, General Torre. Your chair. Hindi po kayo nambastos. Nakiusap, nagtatanong lang po. Masiguro lang po namin. Kayo ba, bakit kayo nagkagayon? Bakit nakapirma tanggalin? Ano ba mga pangalan nyo? Bakit po wala kayong mga nameplate? At bakit po wala mga plate number yung mga sasakyan ninyo? Wala pong sagot. So, kung pagsisinungaling man po, ewan ko na lang po, paano po i-describe po ni General Torre yung sinasabi niya?
Anyway, ganito na lang, Nick. We have to find a solution to this situation. Huwag nating pabayaan ito na
Your Honor. But on these matters, on the innocence or guilt of Mr. Kibuloy, his lawyers here and representatives know that the wheels of justice will start only upon his submission to the jurisdiction of the court, to which his 5 other companions had already done last March 2024 by posting bail on the cases that were filed against them, and corresponding warrants were issued.
iba pa ito sa yung sinasabi nyo na at large na 5.
Yes, sir.
Iba pa yung
No, sir. There were 6 of them.
Oh.
5 of them, there were 6 of them, and all of them were charged in Davao
Okay.
and in Pasig. In March 2024, a Davao court issued warrants of arrest for 6 of them. 5 of them posted bail, except for Mr. Kibuloy. Until now, his warrant on Davao is still standing. And all of them are also charged in Pasig.
The
And
same 6.
Same 6 are charged in Pasig. And none of them posted bail because there's no bail recommended for the 6 of them. We have captured one, Pauline Canada, and she is still in the custody of the CIDG. So as I'm saying, Your Honor, the wheels of justice can only start if he submits to the jurisdiction of the court, because everything that we discuss here, saying that whether he is innocent or guilty, are of no moment, because we are not the court that will thresh out all those issues. So I would really suggest, Your Honor, that Mr. Kibuloy submit himself to the jurisdiction of the court, because sooner or later the long arm of the law will catch up with him, just like what happened to Pauline Canada. She did not surrender. We hunted her down, looked for her, and we arrested her and brought her to the judge who ordered her arrest. And until now, she is still in our custody, in CIDG in particular. So I would suggest that Mr. Kibuloy, to end all of this and spare all his followers and believers of all these things, of this they perceived harassment, which are actually not harassment but are just part and parcel of the implementation of the warrant of arrest against him. So I would suggest, Mr. Chair, if it's possible, to call for Mr. Kibuloy to surrender to the jurisdiction of the court, of Pasig Regional Trial Court, because until then he's just a fugitive of the law, fleeing, hiding behind his members and followers, and whom we in Region 11 will continue to pursue and look for him, to arrest him and bring him to the jurisdiction of the court, whether he like it or not. We don't like this, but this is ordered by the court, and it is our duty, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, quick
Thank you.
repartee, sir.
Thank you, General Torre. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to comment, Your Honor, concerning these opinions of two generals already, which I think need to be properly corrected, Your Honor. If a person has a warrant of arrest, Your Honor, the subject of the warrant of arrest has two options. Either he submits himself to the jurisdiction of the court, or he questions the finding of probable cause, Your Honor, which Senator Lacson did, okay? And if the DOJ would not side with him, he can go on certiorari to the Court of Appeals without ever surrendering. Santiago case would prove that. So, a person, even if he has a warrant of arrest, can choose to exhaust all of these remedies, Your Honor, such as but not limited to questioning the finding of probable cause. So I do hope General Torre would disabuse his mind that the only option of a person who has a warrant of arrest is to surrender, Your Honor, because he has a right, Your Honor, to insist that there is no probable cause, especially in this case, that the cases were dismissed already by the city prosecution's office, Your Honor, a long time ago. And the complainant in this case filed a petition for review 4 years ago, Your Honor, and this was not acted upon by the Department of Justice, and this was only acted upon when it became fashionable to attack Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, when there was already a Senate investigation being instigated by Senator Hontiveros. All of a sudden, voila, there is already a resolution on the petition for review. We did not file it, it was the complainant. We filed a motion for reconsideration, Your Honor, a long time ago. Until now, there is no resolution as to it. And then, a few days thereafter, that there was a resolution, we have a warrant of arrest. So as a lawyer, Your Honor, I filed motions, Your Honor, so that the warrant of arrest, as well as the information, can be invalidated by the court. That is a remedy provided for by the rules of court. So therefore, General Torre cannot dictate upon Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy as to what to do. Several instances in the past, such as perhaps former Senator Honasan, I do hope he will forgive me. Ocampo, Satoru Ocampo also did that in the past, Your Honor, by questioning the finding of probable cause. If these were available to those persons, why not to Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy? They are always describing my client as a fugitive. What is your legal basis? The last basis, Your Honor, is Republic Act 11983, passed only on March 11 of 2024. What is the definition, legal definition of a fugitive under the present dispensation, Your Honor? According to Section 3G, those who flee under the following circumstances after conviction by a Philippine court to avoid prosecution. That is our prevailing law. So therefore, for the police authorities to always say that my client is a fugitive, excuse me, under what legal basis? Even if you use, Your Honor, U.S. court decision and even Black's law definition, Your Honor, it provides a fugitive from justice is a person who, having committed a crime, flees from the jurisdiction of the court where the crime was committed, or departs from his usual place of abode and conceal himself within the district. That is Black's law definition. If we will use likewise Supreme Court decision, Rodriguez versus Comelec, Labao versus Comelec, it includes those who after conviction flees to avoid punishment, but also those who after being accused flee to avoid prosecution. So we are still questioning the after being accused. So for the PNP to always claim that my client is a fugitive, under what legal basis? Can you please cite to us? Just because he has a warrant of arrest? And can you rightfully say that he has knowledge of that warrant of arrest? Did you present evidence? In Labao versus Comelec, Your Honor, the Supreme Court, he was a candidate for mayor. There was even a warrant of arrest. And they even tried to arrest him in a church, Your Honor. Yet the Supreme Court did not consider him as a fugitive from justice. What would be the basis of the PNP? Require Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy to surrender? And require us to surrender him? What right do I have to require my client? I'm just a lawyer, Your Honor, a glorified agent of my client. I cannot tell my client to surrender. That is not within my power. If I do that, I might be disbarred, Your Honor. So I do hope and pray that the PNP should likewise perhaps do more research in accusing certain persons as a fugitive, or that require the lawyer to surrender him or his members. We do not have that power. An accused has the right to also insist to avail all of his remedies provided for under the rules of court. And Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy is precisely doing that.
Thank you. We get your point loud and clear, Attorney. But I think you will still agree with me when I say that as long as a person is covered with a live warrant of arrest, hindi mo rin siguro mabiblame ang police kung talagang
Yes, Your Honor.
talagang
We agree with
i-implement.
that.
Trabaho talaga ng police yan.
No quarrel with that, Your Honor. No quarrel with that.
Ako, I've been a policeman. Pagka-problema ako, kung hindi ko implement yung warrant of arrest na yan. So sana, along that line din, tingnan rin nyo yung police na trabaho nila yan. As long as they're doing their job properly, regularly, legally, sana, intindihin rin natin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yun lang rin sa akin, ha? I want to be neutral here on both sides. Mahal
Yes.
ko kayo, mga kababayan ko kayo from Davao City. Itong police rin, alam ko rin yung sitwasyon nila pagdating sa ganyan trabaho nila. Diwan ako dyan eh. Yung hirap na hirap ka, you are under orders, merong warrant talaga, isi-serve mo, kahit kaibigan mo, wala kang magawa. Kahit kapatid mo yan, kahit tatay mo yan, kung may warrant, you have to serve that talaga. But yung point po about fugitive, I agree with you. Alam ko, you've got the points. Alam kong tama yung sinabi mo.
Yes, Your Honor. Wala kaming away po na may warrant si Pastor. We are contesting that. But when the police would try to implement the same, they should follow Rule 113, Section 11. Klaro
Correct,
po,
correct.
Your Honor.
They
Yun
should.
lang po
They
sa amin.
should.
Oo.
Yeah, wala, no question about that.
Yes,
Gawin
Your Honor.
talaga nila properly according to the law.
Yes, Your Honor. Yun lang po ang sa amin. Na yung rules of procedure, rules of engagement should be strictly followed sana. Yun lang po ang hiling po namin na hindi naman po ginagawa.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney. Any more from your side? May sasabihin. Go ahead, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, si Pauline Canada nakuha nila after naglabas ng bounty si LG Abalos. At ang nakapatong sa ulo ni Pastor is 10 million. Higit pa sa mga heinous crime na yung mga kriminal dito sa bansa. Yung mga nag-murder ng ilang tao, tag 1.3 million ang nasa ulo, pero kay Pastor 10 million. At sinabi pa ni DILG Secretary na yung funds galing sa mga private nila na kaibigan. So, on the part of KOJC, hindi nga nila nakuha si Pastor, hindi nga sinasabi nga, surrender si Pastor, naglabas ng bounty. Tapos galing sa mga private citizen, private na mga tao, mga businessman, hindi namin alam kung may mga galit din ba sila kay Pastor. Kasi kapag naglagay ka na ng bounty na 10 million, higit pa sa pinakamasamang kriminal dito sa Pilipinas, that is tantamount already to shoot to kill. Kasi may bounty na sa ulo. Tapos yung lahat ng mga akusado na kasama ni Pastor, tigwa 1 million. Pwede bang malaman namin, maimbestigahan din ito, kung sino-sino itong mga tao at tama ba yon? Nasa batas ba yon? Na yung public servant o public office, kagaya ni DILG Secretary Abalos, ay tatanggap ng pera na ganun ang halaga, na 10 million para ipatong, para hanapin si Pastor. Kunyari daw kasi gusto rin nila na mahuli si Pastor. So sino-sino itong mga private person? Pwede ba malaman din ng KOJC side? At saka isa pa, hindi lang natapos doon sa magpatong sila ng bounty na 10 million na si Pastor ng pinakamasamang kriminal dito sa Pilipinas. Nag-post pa sila ng mga wanted na posters, mga tarpaulin sa city. Utos daw yon ni General Torre. Kasi nga ilagay yung mga mukha nila. Pero bakit yung mga nakakumit na mga heinous crime, mga terorista, nakatakip at nakablur yung mga mukha? Bakit yung mga KOJC na mga si Pastor, KOJC administrators, hindi. Di ba human rights violation yon? Tapos, eto pa, si General Torre, andito naman nakikinig, sir ha, siya ang nag-utos na maglagay ng wanted sa tapat ng aming compound. Harap mismo ng KJC compound. Kasi nandun kami nakabantay. Di ba blatant abuse yan ng religious feelings namin? Biro mo si Pastor, lagyan nila ng wanted sa tapat namin, doon ipapaskil. Pagkatapos, nagsinungaling pa siya. Kasi nung nahuli nila sa Pauline, Canada, tinawagan namin sa Attorney Torion, nandito naman si Attorney, siguro siya rin na makapagkwento, para malantad na lang lahat. Sinabi niya, wala siya doon at wala si Pauline. Hindi nila nakuli. Si Pauline Canada wala sa kanila. Buti na lang, merong nakakuha ng video. Kaya sinad namin kay Attorney, hindi Attorney nakuha nila kasi may video tayo. Pero, lantaran sinabi ni General Torre na wala si Pauline Canada doon sa kanilang kustodiya. Sinabi, I would like to ask Attorney Torion na mailabas yun, Attorney, yung nangyari doon. Kay Pauline Canada, yung sinasabi lang nahuli, na fugitive ko na hindi. Nasa bahay si Pauline that time. Pero after noon, na naglagay na ng patong na 10 million pesos kay Pastor at 1 million sa bawat isa sa kanila.
Well, as to that, Your Honor,
go ahead.
when I heard about the news that Pauline Canada was already arrested, the first action that I did was to text the good General Torre, Your Honor, in his number, which he used in also contacting me, Your Honor, 0917-549-3972. He used
You
his-
need that
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
cite the cellphone number.
Yes, Your Honor. This was the same number that he used when he texted me on June 24 at 3:53 p.m. His text message is still here, Your Honor. I would not read what is inside in the particular text message. But on July 11, on the date that Ma'am Pauline Canada was arrested, I texted him at 2:50 p.m., Your Honor, 2 text messages inquiring as to where can I visit Ma'am Pauline Canada. I likewise called him twice, but there was no answer. And then at 4:25 p.m., I texted him. Meron kasi video na dadakip talaga siya na napasa sa amin, so kaya nagtanong ako paano ako makausap siya. And then there was likewise no reply. What I did was I went to the PNP regional office myself, Your Honor. And I was entertained by a lady staff who claimed that she is the secretary, policewoman, Your Honor, of General Torre. I was made to wait in the waiting area on the left side, And according to the policewoman, Your Honor, that General Torre was not there and that they do not have any knowledge insofar as Pauline Canada is concerned. Hindi daw nila alam. So, sabi ko may video kasi na napakita, hindi rin daw niya alam. So, nagpa-picture na lang ako doon sa harap ng kanilang office po to prove that I was there. And then I had one of my associates write a letter po, Your Honor, and had it officially received by PNP RO11 po at around 6 o'clock in the evening already or 5 in the evening, Your Honor. And it was received, Your Honor. And still at that time, there was no news as to where Pauline Canada was until I decided, Your Honor, to request SMNI to have an interview, Your Honor, so that it will be known that we already have knowledge and that we are looking for Pauline Canada as to her whereabouts. And it was beamed live on TV, and at that time, according to Ma'am Pauline Canada, when I was able to talk to her the next day in Camp Crame, she was already in Manila. And at that time, when I was in the regional police office, she was only a few meters away from the main office of General Torre, being interrogated, Your Honor, without legal counsel by certain police personnel, including General Torre. That is the statement of Pauline Canada. And when they arrived already in Manila, the first thing that they did, Your Honor, when they were in the vehicle, was to turn on the radio, Your Honor, and they heard me talking on TV, Your Honor, that we are calling on the police to please inform us as to where Pauline Canada, because we have videos to show that she was in fact arrested, and I invoke the right of a client, Your Honor, to be entitled to a assistance of a legal counsel at all times. That's the requirement of the law, at all times. So, at that time, ang sabi daw ni General Torre sa kanya, kinidnap pa kita? Hindi kita kinidnap, ha? Yun daw ang sabi po ni General Torre. At saka, dumating sila doon sa Camp Crame, hindi namin alam until the next day na po nung nag-press conference sila with Secretary Abalos. Yun po ang aking recollection of the events, Your Honor. We have no question that Pauline Canada should be arrested. Well, there is a pending warrant of arrest. Even if we have a pending motion to quash warrant of arrest that has not yet been favorably acted upon in our favor. What we are invoking is the provisions, mandatory provisions under Republic Act 7438, if my memory serves me right. It mandates, the first thing under Section 2A there, Your Honor, if my memory serves me right, is that the accused or a detained person shall at all times be assisted by a legal counsel. So, that is a right, statutory right protected by law, and therefore, when Pauline Canada insisted, she even told the arresting officer, pwede ko ba makontak si Attorney Torion? She was not given that privilege, Your Honor. So therefore, there was that violation of her statutory right from the time that she was arrested up to the time that she was transported to Camp Crame here in Manila, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Torion. Wala na sa side niyo? You want to respond, General Torres?
Sir, as to the, just specific, sir, as to the statement of Attorney Torion that he called my number. Unfortunately, I may not be able to answer his or receive anything from him because 3 days after I arrived here as a regional director, I reached out to him through a common friend. And we were texting, yes, we were texting. His number is 0920-922-0105. And I blocked him because I don't consider him as an honorable person. As to his, yes sir, that's why I was not able to receive anything from him, from that number. As to his statement that Pauline was arrested after the bounty, yes, it's true. Pauline Canada was arrested after the bounty was raised because it was also Adabawenyo who gave that information that led to the arrest of Pauline Canada. And as to the validity of the warrant, I do believe that the arrest of Pauline Canada is Exhibit A on the validity of that warrant. Because we served it on July 11, less than a month ago. Almost a month ago now. And until now, Attorney Torion, with all his words and battery of lawyers and all his books and citations, he was not able to free Pauline Canada from detention because still, Pasig Regional Trial Court says that this warrant is valid. Thank you, Your Honor.
Hindi naman yun ang punto niya. Ang punto lang niya is
Right to counsel, Your
to be
Honor.
afforded a counsel while in the custody of the police. Yun lang rin yung gusto niya na nagkakaroon ng counsel while being investigated.
Yes, Your Honor. Ang punto ko naman hindi makipag-away kay General Torre. Ang punto ko lang ay yung akusado o detenadong tao
Pero alam mo ba na binlock na niya?
Hindi ko alam po.
Na-block ka na sa cellphone niya. Hindi ka na makakontak sa kanya.
Ang sabi kasi niya, dishonorable daw ako eh. ang nangyari
Block
po
ka na.
kasi niyan, meron kasing balita noon na may Oplan Parokya 2 daw. Ako naman, ako abogado po ni Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, matagal na po at saka ng Kingdom. As a lawyer, I am concerned of the safety of my client. So I reach out to him through a friend, indeed. And instead of meeting him in his office, akala ko, wag na lang siguro pinsan doon sa opisina niya, baka hindi na ako palabasin, doon na lang sa hotel, ng isang hotel ng Davao po, kasi nandun din yung pamilya ko. Doon kami nakita. I know he cannot deny it. Doon kasi, tinakot niya ako. Ang sabi niya, kailangan ipasurrender mo si Pastor Kibuloy. Kasi, kung hindi mo siya ipasurrender, there will be an Oplan Parokya to which is more bloody. Oo. more bloody daw, pare-pareho daw doon sa yung nangyari daw sa Texas, Waco, Texas. Sabi ko naman, boss, sir, general, hindi naman ako power. That's not within my power to require my clients to make them surrender to the fold of law. Kasi nga, may remedy din naman sila. Pwede pa naman nila i-question yung finding of probable cause na masyado ngang questionable. Yun po ang nangyari noon sa amin. Kaya meron kaming text messages po. Oo. So, yung pagka-dishonorable ko, first time po ako naka-receive ng ganyang accusation po. But if it is dishonorability in the defense of my client, that's a badge of honor, Your Honor. I will take it.
Thank you, Atty. Torion. Anyway, yung usapan naman nyo doon is personal between the two of you,
Yes,
di ba?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
But ako, being a police officer myself, siguro, diskarte na yun ni General Torre na akala niya hindi ka magaling na abogado. Alam ko season na abogado ka na. Diskarte rin niya kasi season na police din ito. Sinaiwar ka lang niya na baka mamaya bibigay ka sa kanya. Waco, Texas ang sinasayad sa iyo na example. Baka bibigay ka at kausapin mo si Pastor Kibuloy kung may kontak ka sa kanya na ipasurinder mo. Diskarte niya yun. Ako, I just kuwan lang yun. Aking opinion.
Alam ko po
Mr.
po
Chair.
yun, Mr. Chair, kasi kaya nga ito kasing mukha ko masyadong bata. Kaya siguro akala niya na kahapon na ako po
Mr.
nag-graduate, kaya siguro nasabi niya yun.
Maalala ko,
Yes, sir.
General Torre, maalala ko pa noon nung andun tayo, kasama tayo doon sa nag-serve ng kuwan doon sa
Malalag yun.
Malalag, yung mga nag-occupy ng mga banana plantation doon, na puro armed na mga pulahan. Pagpasok namin doon, bakbakan kami doon, kipagbarilan. Ikaw, nasa gilid kita, dapa ka rin ang dapa doon, baka hindi ka tamaan sa bala, pero grabing gira noon, daming patay noon.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's how seasoned lawyer you are. Alam ko. But anyway, General Torre.
Mr. Chair, if you will permit me, Mr. Chair, I'm giving authority to Attorney Torion to read our exchange of text messages, sir. Dalawa lang naman yun. He can read it to the plenary and tell what he did to my last text message. Thank you, sir.
This committee is not interested in knowing your personal correspondence between the two of you. Sa inyo na lang yan. Hindi ako interesado. But anyway, as much as I respect Attorney Torion, as a very good lawyer, alam ko, ikaw, Nick Torre, I also respect you. Kilala kita na magaling ka rin na opisyal. Kaya, alam ko na kaya-kaya mo mag-adjust ngayon. Knowing the situation, you can adjust accordingly para to mitigate the situation in Davao City. Yan
Yes, sir.
ang
Thank you, sir.
pag-iusap sa'yo. Thank you, General Torre. You have the floor, Senator Padilla.
Ating pagdinig na ito, gusto lamang po nating maliwanagan na personal na pag-uusap yon ng abogado ng KOGC at ni General Torre. Siyempre lang po, kailangan natin ipaliwanag din kung sino si Waco, Texas. Nabanggit, matagal na pong kaso yan sa Amerika. Si David Corres po yan, na isa pong leader din, spiritual leader. Pero siya naman po, ang kanya po talagang advokasya noong panahon niya, talagang marami sila mga baril doon po sa kanilang lugar. Opo, at hinihingi po natin na ihiwalay natin yung kaso na yon. Usapan lang po nila yon, pero hindi po natin yun ebidensya dito. Usapan lang po yon, mga mahal nating kababayan, pag-uusap po ng dalawang tao na para po sa akin, nagne-negotiate sila. Negotiation po yon para hindi magkaroon ng kahit anong tinatawag natin na karahasan. Kung nabanggit naman po yung Waco, Texas, wag po natin yan isama dito dahil malayo po yung Waco, Texas na yan dito. Maraming salamat po, mahal na Pangulo.
Thank you, Your Honor, Senator Padilla. DOJ? Sandali, DLG muna. DLG. Sino DLG? Sir, I am also interested yung sinasabi ng mga taga QJC na may mga civilian daw na nag-donate ng pera para magkakaroon ng bounty reward. Si Pastor, yung pagka-aresto kay Pastor Kibuloy. May we know if you are privy to this? Alam mo ba ito, sir?
Magandang hapon po, Mr. Chairman, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Senator Padilla, Robin Hood Padilla. Ang pagkakaintindi ko po ay yung pare na reward na 10 milyon ay wala po sa DILG. At ito po ay nabanggit lang po ng aking mahal na secretary na ito po ay nasa mga private citizens. At siguro sa tamang panahon po ay maaaring malalaman natin ito at i-clear ko pa ako sa kanya kung nasaan na talaga ito. Ang alam ko po nasa private citizens ito.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kumusek, please invite SILG Abalos next hearing para malaman natin yung kung saan galing yung 10 million na yan.
Opo.
Yes, go ahead.
Mahal na Pangulo, pwede po bang tanongin natin yung DOJ patungkol dito sa lumalabas na parang reward? Sir, pwede po kayo matanong? DOJ?
DOJ, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Your Honors.
Opo.
And,
Para lang po ito sa kaalaman po ng taong bayan. Opo. Yung po bang mga reward na yan, pwede po ba yan sa taong hindi pa napapatunayan na nagkasala? Pwede po ba yan?
First, Your Honors, for the DOJ, number one, I would like first to reiterate the DOJ's full support in the Senate inquiry in the aid of legislation insofar as this hearing is concerned. And we manifest our cooperation also in the hearings and the future hearings that this committee will call for. Insofar as the issue of reward, Your Honor, I believe the PNP is in the best position to answer that issue because it is the policy of the PNP to provide for rewards if their policy allows the same, Your Honor. Because for the DOJ, Your Honor, we don't espouse for the reward for fugitives. Your Honor.
Maybe, Attorney, what Senator Robin Hood Padilla is trying to get an opinion from you is it legal? Legal kaya itong ganito, maglagay ka ng bounty sa isang tao na wanted pa lang, hindi pa konbiktado? Yun sigurong punto na gusto niya yung tanong. Is it legal?
For the DOJ, Your Honor, since that is not covered by the request submitted by this honorable committee to the office, I would render opinion in my personal capacity as a lawyer and not of the Department of Justice. So far, Your Honor, insofar as reward is concerned, I am not familiar with any law or policy that requires reward insofar as fugitives are concerned. Maybe, as I've said earlier, the PNP has a policy of allowing rewards for fugitives from justice, Your Honor.
Pangulo, ibig pong sabihin,
Yes.
pwede po bang sundan po ito ng human rights? Sir, attorney, paano po yan? Yung pong bounty para sa taong hindi pa napapatunayan ng hukuman na nagkasala, ito po ba ay legal? Opo, ito po ba ay hindi sumasalungat sa human rights ng isang tao?
Yeah, you have the floor, Chairman. You have rights.
Maraming salamat po. Sa akin pong pagkakaalam, wala rin hong international standards tungkol na tumutugon doon sa kanya pong katanungan tungkol sa pagtatalaga ng bounty.
Sa inyo pong palagay, sa inyo pong palagay, bilang kayo po ang tumatayo sa human rights, katulad po nun, ang linaw po ng ating konstitusyon, kasi nasabi po niya, Bill of Rights natin, ang due process. Ang due process. Sa tingin niyo po ba, kapag naglabas tayo ng bounty, nawawala po ba yung due process? Kasi halimbawa, kahit sino po ba, halimbawa, makita mo dyan yung wanted na tao, alam mong merong 10 milyong piso, ano man ang nangyari dyan. sabihin, hinuli mo o pumalag o ano nangyari, paano po yon? Ano ang katayuan po ng human rights yan?
Well, estratehiya po yan siguro ng law enforcement, yung pagtatalaga ng bounty. Pero wala naman ho ako nakikitang paglabag sa karapatan dito sapagkat kung ang isang tao ay lumabag at kailangan ipasailalim sa hukuman, kailangan ho siyang arestuhin. Upang maging epektibo, ginagawa ho ng ating law enforcement yung ganitong pamamaraan upang ma-aresto yung tao at maisalang sa proseso ng hustisya.
Sasabi niyo po ba, attorney, na hindi naman nagkukulang ang konstitusyon natin sa usapin nito? Kasi ang konstitusyon natin sinasabi, kailangan may due process. Kapag kasi sinabi natin due process, dumaan sa hukuman, dumaan sa paglilitis. Ito po wala pa pong naglilitis. Ito po ay usapin lamang na hinihingi natin na magkaroon pa lang ng paglilitis. Wala pa pong napapatunayan na merong may kasalanan. Opo. Ano lang po, honest opinion lang po, attorney.
Sa katunayan po, yung pong proseso ng pag-aresto ng isang nasasakdal sa hukuman, isang parte ho ng due process po yan upang siya'y tumugon doon sa inaakusa sa kanya. Sapagkat kung wala ho yun, hindi siya haharap sa husgado, hindi ho gugulong yung hustisya. At ito ho yung ginagarantiya ng ating saligang batas upang magkaroon ng due process ang isang taong naakusahan ng krimen.
Oh, napakaganda po. Paano po kaya yung sinasabi ni Attorney Turion kanina? Yung pong dalawang option ng isang taong may warrant of arrest. Yung una po ay pwede siyang sumurrender. Pangalawa, kailangan niya talagang patunayan na wala siyang kasalanan. Kailangan meron po talagang probable cause. Ano po ba ang palagay niyo po doon?
Yung pong binanggit ho ni Attorney Torion na ito ho yung mga remedyo na available ho sa isang tao. Remedyo ho ito sa batas.
Hindi po ito due process. Hindi po ito due
Parte ho ng due process actually yung mga remedies na available to the accused. So kasama ho dyan yung pag-post ng bail, pag-surrender at pag-post ng bail, at isa hong sa mga remedyong yan, yung binanggit niya, to question the validity of the warrant na ginawa na ho ng mga ilang mga naging akusado ng mga nakaraang panahon.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, Attorney. Attorney Turion, Chairman.
Yes,
Attorney Torion.
ang sa amin lang po, kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, ilang interviews na pong nangyari dito. Yung pagdetermina po ng most wanted person, covered din yun ng NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular. Nasabi ko na yan, NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular number 2019-063 as amended by NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular 22-028. May mga parameters po under the 2022 parameters po, kailangan na i-consider ng Committee on Wanted Persons. May Committee on Wanted Persons po, hindi po isang tao lang ang magdetermina na itong tao na ito ay most wanted person or top 10 most wanted person. Sa kanila mismong memorandum circular, may mga parameters. Number 1, gravity of the crime committed, whether or not the crime is heinous, whether or not the crime is sensational, there are at least 2 victims. Second, notoriety of the accused. Hindi rin mag-fall dito si Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy kasi one of the requirements is that the accused is a habitual delinquent or recidivist. First kaso naman ito, first warrant naman ito ni Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. How can he be considered as a habitual delinquent? Third, the position of the accused in the crime organization or syndicate. Si Pastor po ay pastor, hindi po siya nag-lead ng sindikato or crime organization. Fourth, his crime group scope of operation and impact to security, peace and order in the area. Ang ganda po ng impact po ni Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy sa society. May Children's Joy Foundation, he has been awarded many awards by different awarding bodies. So, dito po sa Memorandum Circular number 22-038 ng NAPOLCOM mismo, hindi siya mag-comply na makonsider kasi nga wala doon sa parameters. And then in addition, yung pag-announce kasi ni Secretary Abalos na tumanggap daw siya ng pera from private persons, halos po ako mahulog. Kasi if you will read Republic Act 6713, Section 7D, klaro po sak na swak. Para hindi po ako magkamali, basahin ko na po. No? Ang sabi po dito, solicitation or acceptance of gifts. Public officials and employees shall not solicit or accept directly or indirectly any gift, gratuity, favor, entertainment, loan, or anything of monetary value from any person in the course of their official duties or in connection with any operation being regulated by or any transaction which may be affected by the functions of their office. Question, legal question. Can the DILG secretary do that? Of course not. Why? Because he is a public official and he is not supposed to solicit or accept anything of monetary value. Yung pera, monetary value po yun. From any person in the course of their official duty. What is his duty? He has supervision over the PNP. Can the PNP secretary now accept money? Paano kung ang pera na yan galing sa sindikato? O yung pera na yan galing sa isang tao na gusto siya tulungan para mag-isang senador at saka meron itong tao na ito, mga transaksyon sa DILG, mga kontrata for instance. And that is the reason why Republic Act 6713 is very strict on the matter. There are even Supreme Court decisions which mandate public officials to remember always that public office is a public trust. Even if you trust a certain person, ito daw MC, ewan ko lang kung sino yung MC na yan, na allegedly nagbigay daw kung sino yan siya. Baka itong tao na ito very controversial. Baka naman ito may mga past questionable acts. Ang ginawang dahil sa ginawa na ito, naging parang shoot to kill na. Invitation to everyone to kill my client, and that is a gross violation of the law. Kung tingnan mo yung pinaka-latest nila na mga most wanted person, number 1 po si Sahiron. Convicted siya for various terroristic acts, kidnapping, murder, etc. Convicted na po, 7.5 million lang. Ano bang nandun kay Pastor Apollo si Kibuloy at hinigitan pa, 10 million pa, from private persons pa? And that is why it is illegal on any views that you may ask from. Kaya nga wala silang answer dyan, sir. Kasi talagang illegal po yan.
I hope that in the next hearing, Secretary Abalos can answer your questions. Kumsek, again, I am reminding you to invite Secretary Abalos the next hearing. And follow up mo next hearing. Yeah, go ahead, General Torre.
Mr. Chair, sir, if I may respectfully request, before continuing on the discussion on the 10 million reward offered by the PNP for the information leading to the arrest of Pastor Kibuloy, if I may respectfully suggest that we also discuss in tandem the 20 million peso reward offered by KOJC as announced by the good CEO Nelida Lisada, sir, of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, for the information on the identity of the person who provided this 10 million. And 2 days ago, what was said actually is they want information as to those people they accuse of plotting to kill the fugitive Mr. Apollo Kibuloy. So, if I may reiterate the suggestion that in discussing the 10 million peso reward of that the DILG had announced, offering it to people who will give information leading to the arrest of Mr. Kibuloy. We also discussed the 20 million peso reward offered by the KOJC as announced by our resource person, the CEO of Kingdom of Jesus Christ, Ms. Nelida Lisada. It is now available on the internet, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
If I may answer, Your Honor, if I may enlighten the good general, the clear differentiation between a public officer and a private individual. The Secretary Abalos is a public officer and therefore he is governed under Republic Act 6713. KOJC is a private organization and therefore it cannot be governed by Republic Act 6713, especially in this case, Your Honor, that there is gross violation of the law being committed by the highest officer who is supposed to implement all laws concerning interior and local government matters. That is an illegal act, Your Honor, and therefore it is within the right of a private organization to raise money to identify this particular person who raised money in order for Pastor Apollo Siquiboloy to be arrested, because it is illegal for any government officer to accept money from private persons, Your Honor. So if KOJC would react, can he cite a law that we violated? Your Honor, I did not know when that was actually decided by the KOJC. I only learned it thereafter. But when I assessed, ano ba? Wala naman silang batas na nilabag. Yun sila kasi, governed sila Republic Act 6713. Public official sila. Hindi nila pwede i-apply yung RA 6713 sa private persons. Yun lang po.
Thank you. And to add to that, the money that is being offered as a reward to the PNP's most wanted criminals, sabi mo nga kayo na, number 1 dyan, si Radulan Sahiron. It is not coming from private individuals.
Sa
It
gobyerno
comes
po.
from DAGAA. The fund is coming from DAGAA. Government
Yes po.
money yan. Hindi yan private money coming from private individuals. So, ito nga, si Radulan Sahiron na napakaraming pinatay through his terrorism acts. Ang daming napatay ito na mga tao, ang daming na-kidnap. We expect na sana yung mga tao rin na concerned sa terrorism ay mag-contribute din ng pera, no? Para lalaki yung reward kay Radulan Sahiron. Bakit na po mas marami pa atang nag-volunteer ng pera para mahuli si Pastor Kibuloy per Secretary Abalos, 10 million coming from private individuals. So, yon, ang pera na yan is nanggagaling sa gobyerno, hindi from private individuals. You want to say something from this side? Sino pang gusto magsalita?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
additional lang po, kasi alam po natin na may second wave po, uulit po yun sila, yung Oplan Parokya 2 nila. Luluso po yan sila, kagaya sa ginawa po this 2 a.m. po. What will be our assurance from the PNP na hindi po maulit yung ginawa lang pang-aharas, pang-aabuso na marami pong ma-traumatize kung in line sa kanilang duty na sila may mag-serve lang sila ng warrant? Paano po lang gagawin yun na hindi po mauulit yung lahat at wala pong mamatay?
At saka in addition to that kasi, Senator, ako, din po ako ng law school. Yung mga parents po ng mga estudyante, nagre-reklamo, bakit parang naging war zone kasi yung KOJC compound. Eskwelahan din yan. Oo. So, baka pwede naman na kung kailangan nila mag-serve ng warrant, no? Na-serve na yan previously, at kung pwede, i-follow nila religiously yung Rule 113 Section 11. Na kung nandun na sila doon, kasi imposible naman kung nandun talaga si pastor, may casing naman sila, alam naman nila meron naman sila mga tao nandun sa gilid, ilan yung tao nandun So, imposible kung nandun nga si pastor na makalabas. Oo. So, kung kinakailangan nila mag-serve, please naman, follow the procedure of the law, the PNP operational guidelines na nakasaad po sa kanila mismo mga memorandum circular kung kinakailangan talaga na mag-serve sila ng warrant.
I think thank you for that reminder again. Again, this chairman, the chairman of this committee is advising the PNP to always follow the rule of law. Observe the police operational procedure in relation to the rules of court. Ayusin natin yan. As I've said, hindi natin pwedeng i-alienate forever ang PNP sa community. But we are not hindering you from serving the warrant of arrest. Kung alam niyo andyan, basta sundin lang ninyo yung nakasaad sa batas. Yun lang ang akin. At saka paano ba, yung mga nag-aaral doon, hindi nyo inalisan ng polis? May polis palagi doon, 24/7? Hindi na ako nakakauwi ng Davao eh. Please enlighten me. Anong sitwasyon doon sa KOJC?
Sir, I believe
Minan ba ninyo ang security? Kayo na nagwardya? Paano?
Sir, there's no policeman in front of KOJC na
Right now,
right now, sir. Kami, sir, ay nasa kabila ng road. Sa kabila, sa roadside nila, sir. Pwede naman natin, sir, tingnan ang live shot, sir. May live shot yan
oo
sila.
nga, pero
Sir.
ako. Intimidating pa rin sa mga
What we have- yes,
mga
sir.
parents yun na parang war zone itong school ng aking mga anak.
What we have there,
Intimidating
sir.
pa rin yun sa kanila.
Yes, sir.
Oo.
Sir, what we have there, sir, are KOJC buses, trucks, fire truck, backhoe, that they placed in front of their gate. In anticipation, as a defense, they're anticipating that the police will come. So right now, sir, they are the ones who are blocking their own gate. It is not ours. They're the ones who are doing that, sir, not us. And they're the ones who had a lot of illegally parked vehicles on the highway, which until now we're just tolerating to some extent, just to pakisama na lang, sir. They have, if they can be allowed to give the live shot of their, it can be seen, sir, in the internet, in various, in Facebook, in various videos that are posted right now. We can ask the technical to do that and see who are the ones who are hindering the operations of KOJC. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Ganito, halimbawa, para manormal yung sitwasyon, kasi ako concerned ako sa mga bata na nag-aaral doon. Pati mga parents, yun nga, naramdaman ko yun, yung parent din ako, naghahatid ako ng anak ko sa eskwelahan. Can we get your proposal how to normalize the situation there?
Sir, the best answer for that, sir.
Yung mga bus nila doon?
The best answer for that, sir, is for us to look at the latest video in Facebook, if you can allow it, YouTube of the front of KOJC, sir, right now, so that we can see for ourselves what is the situation and how we can resolve it, sir.
Andyan, may video ka.
Ipahanap na lang natin, sir, sa technical, sir. Madali na, sir, yun.
Sige, papahanap natin. Pero, yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
Ma'am,
okay, in response to what the Honorable General just said, wala daw pulis sa harap ng KOJC kasi nandun daw sila sa kabila.
Harap pa rin.
Harap pa rin.
Harap
Ano
pa
ba
rin
yung
ang
harap?
gate yun.
Baka hindi nila alam yung harap, di nga nila alam yung fugitive. Harap pa. Sir, harap. Tapos, sir, sana wag na lang tayo magsinungaling. Wag niya na dagdagan. Pwede ba? For once naman. Because your lie is leading to another lie. Sir, ayaw na namin kasi po.
Ano?
Ayaw na namin sana makinig pa ng mga kasinungalingan. No? Tama na. Kasi isa lang yung bansa natin. Inaayos natin to. Nakafocus lahat sa KOJC. Tapos sabihin ni General Torre na walang pulis sa tapat. Ang proud-proud pa niya magsabi na ipalabas yung mga live na feed. Sir, nandun kami 24 hours. In fact, nga hindi pa ako natutulog. Sanay ako hanggang umaga. Since nung sila. Tapos, since na nag-attack. Tapos, sir, ang nagtatraffic doon, hindi na lang mga pulis. SAF na tinuturing. Naka-full battle gear. Nung isang gabi lang, naka-rubber shoes. Pero sir, wala pa ring nameplate. Tinatakpan nila yung mga plaka ng kanilang police cars. Nakapark sa tapat. Anong mafe-feel namin? Yung mga cars nila, walang plaka. Pagkausapin namin yung sinabi nyo na maayos. Sir, tatanggapin namin pag maayos yung pag-present nila na, excuse me, police kami, police visibility lang, compliance lang. Walang problema. Pero sir, hindi sila nagsasalita. Nandun sila sa dilim. Pagkausapin namin, hindi sila nagsasalita. hindi sumasagot, iwas ng iwas. Pero ang laki ng mga baril, anong ma-feel namin? Tapos, eto pa, may private cars pa. Hindi lang police patrol, private cars ang ginagamit nyo. Nakaabang kami, sir. Nasa tapat ako, nagbagwardya kami lahat. From 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, I was already there in the highway. Buong araw talaga yan, sir. Hanggang 10, nagsalita na ako sa highway. Kasi pumapasok na yung mga estudyante. In fact, ang enrollment ng JNCFI, nabawasan. Nagsabi ng parents na, ma'am, hindi na lang muna kami mag-enroll dito. Mag-enroll na lang kami pag normal na yung normal na yung sitwasyon dito kasi mukhang garrison na talaga kami. Yung sinasabi ni General Torre na may mga bus, may mga bako, may mga fire truck sa tapat namin, amin yung property. Nilagay namin yun doon to deter their second wave of attack kasi mag-attack talaga sila. Kaninang madaling araw, nag-attack na sila sa isang compound na naman namin. Armed policemen were there. Ginising na naman yung mga farmers namin na nakatutok ang baril sa kanilang mga noo. Pwede ba tumigil na yung mga kasinungalingan ninyo? Huwag yung sabihin ko lang pulis at
Please,
tapat.
tone down
Sorry,
your voice.
pero puno na
Tone
kami,
down your
sir,
voice,
ha? Pasensya.
Please tone
Pero
down
kasi
your
they're
voice.
always lying. They're lying to their teeth. My God, your officers, pero mga sinungaling
Sige,
talaga sila.
anyway,
Sir, sige, pakita na lang namin. Pero yun lang sinabi ko. Nag-taxi. Sir, pwede ba mag-taxi yung pulis na ang laki-laki ng armas? Taxi, tapos yung private na property sa tapat namin, sir, doon sila pumapasok. Meron kasi kaming katapat. Sir, nakaabang kami, ha? Nandun sila, doon sila pumapasok kasi nakipag-CR daw. Ginagawa ba nilang kampo yun? Pwede rin ba imbestigaran yun, sir? Kasi wala, pinapalibutan nila kami.
okay, Nick, ganito. Eskwelahan yan may mga bata. Pwede bang tanggalin mo na lang yung pulis doon? At kung may information kayo na matanggap na nandoon si Pastor Kibuloy, you can serve your warrant anytime. Pero yung ganun na intimidating sa mga estudyante na papasok doon, na nandoon kayo palagi. Ako I am not, hindi ako nakialam sa trabaho niyo.
Yes, sir.
Pero bilang isang mamamayan ng Davao na parang nararamdaman ko rin, according to what they say, na parang garrison na yung kanilang compound, ng daming police doon sa harapan, tapos hindi na normal yung mga pag-aaral sa mga bata, baka pwede natin pagbigyan yung eskwelahan na makapag-operate normally. At kung may informasyon kayo na nandun si Pastor Kibuloy, you can serve your warrant anytime. Ganun na lang siguro, baka pwede yung gawin yan. Kasi kung palaging ganun, apektado yung eskwelahan, maraming taong maapektuhan, mga estudyante, parents ng mga estudyante.
Mr. Chair, looking beyond the hysterics, it is admitted by the resource person, Ms. Cardona, that our policemen at night, they're looking for them in dark places. Kasi sir, nagtatago talaga ang mga pulis ko, sir. Pinatatago ko, sir, sa highway para hindi, precisely for that reason, for them not to alarm people. But these KOGC members are going out of their way. Kasi sir, ang KOGC, sir, it's a very well-lighted compound. It is a 30-hectare compound with a hangar of Apollo Kibuloy, with 4 helicopters inside and a plane inside, with a private tarmac going to with a private taxiway going to the Davao International Airport. Ganun ka-elegante yun, sir. And a 7 billion dome, seating 77,000 with a capacity of 77,000. That's KOGC compound, sir. Ganun kaliwanag yun, sir. That's why there's really no reason for us to display ourselves there. Napakarami nila dun, sir. So malayo lang ang pulis ko because we have information on the possible escape vehicle of Mr. Kibuloy. And when that vehicle comes out, it will be checked away from the KOGC, sir. We will not check it in front of KOGC because we will really fail because he has 3,000 people in there. So, I'm saying, sir, and she also admitted, the resource person also admitted, that we are using a private lot away on the other side of the road. And the National Highway, sir, is a road wider than Commonwealth and EDSA. It is a very, very big road, sir. That's not something that you're very familiar with it, sir, I'm very sure. And they are already creating
So what's your suggestion para mag-normalize doon?
We are-
Ikaw man ang commander doon.
It is for
para
them.
mag-normal yung mga bata na nag-aaral. Sige nga.
Sir,
I
we
want to get your proposal, your suggestion. Paano
The presence of one patrol car, I don't think will be in the other side of the road. There is a gasoline station on the other side of the road, sir. A very big gasoline station. And I do suggest, sir, we have a lot of videos in Facebook that we can show to we can search, we can ask our technical to search for it and really see that the problem that the KOGC is facing are all of their own doing, sir. They're paranoid. They're saying that they're just anticipating. They say they're bordering to paranoia. That they're saying that it is in anticipation of the second wave of attack that the PNP will do to them to go to their place when we go to their place.
There's no second attack.
The warrant still stands, sir.
Okay, the warrant still stand. So if you want to serve the warrant, nobody's stopping you. You can do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So how are we going to remove the paranoia on their part?
Make the wanted persons surrender and submit themselves to the court, sir.
You cannot require it from them because wala silang control. Wala
Yes, sir.
silang control doon
So-
sa suspect. Wala
So
silang control.
until then, sir, we will be looking for the suspect, sir. It's something that we really cannot avoid. It will be the dereliction of duty on our part.
Can you do that? Looking for the suspect at the same time maintaining a certain degree of normalcy doon sa compound para makapag-aral yung mga bata, makapagpatuloy yung kanilang pagkakandak ng classes doon. Ikaw, father ka rin. Yung anak mo mag-aaral din, maghanap rin yan ng peace of mind para makapag-aral. Tingnan mo nga kung paano mo gawin ito para hindi sila mapaparanoid doon.
We are not in their compound, sir. We are already away from their compound. I have asked my checkpoints to provide distance because if we check them near their compound or in any walking distance, sir, definitely they will be walking towards our checkpoint like what they're doing, getting out of their way, asking for mission orders, asking for IDs, asking for the licenses of the gun. Those are the things that they only do. The rest of the Davao City, sir, are on the lookout. Totally, sir. They're looking for it, sir. They're even looking for the detail order. They're even looking for the detail order of our personnel, sir.
Sir, if I may, sir. Actually, parang personal style lang siguro talaga yan ni General Torre. I think he cannot deny that at the time of General Escobar, Fillmore Escobar, the Davao City Regional Office was awarded for being highly improved, Your Honor. Yun ang pinakauna sa lahat ng regional offices po na naka-install ng mga cameras na nakikita lang doon sa Kamkatitipan ay ang Davao City. Ginawa nga yung model yung system ng technology nila. So, makikita po nila kung gusto nila tingnan yung mga kalsada namin doon lang sa sa Kamkatitipan. Pero I don't know why is it that he has made it a policy to really deploy very scary policemen there. Ayan walang tapos ang dami pa, sir, na yung at that time pa na yung labasan, mga alas 5 ng hapon, yung mga umuwi yung mga tao sa kanilang mga bahay, nakaka-affect po talaga.
Saka, Nick, itong mga pulis natin, advise mo naman sila na huwag magsige cover na mukha. They don't have to fear sa anything kung wala silang ginagawang illegal. Advise mo kasi, ma-intimidate talaga yung mga bata nag-aaral doon, makakita ka na armado na ganyan, na naka-cover. I understand. Itong mga tao na ito, takot rin ito magkakaso. Kaya nga minsan ayaw maglagay ng nameplate dahil takot rin magka-problema. Dahil alam ko, pulis ko, kadali lang kasuhan. Pero, for us to show that we are friendly to all the people, regardless kung sino sila. They are not Pastor Kibuloy. They are not one of the 5 na hinahanap ninyo. Dapat friendly tayo sa kanila. Yung ganyan na nakakover yung mukha, pwede siguro tanggalin natin yan. Di ba? Para
Yes, sir. SWAT
friendly
yan,
ang
sir.
dating natin.
SWAT yan, sir, na madaling araw yan, sir. Hindi naman yan, sir, na para makita ng mga bata. Pag araw, sir, nakagawasi yan, sir, or naka-patrol shirt.
Oh, pero yun nga, yung tanggalin lang natin yung ako, siguro maintindihan mo naman ako.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Tanggalin
Yes,
natin
sir.
yan.
Mr. Chair, pwede magsingit?
Intimidating masyado.
Sorry po,
Yes,
Mr.
go ahead.
Chair. Kasi bawal po magsinungaling dito sa committee, di pa po ba nag-oath po tayo?
Yes, yes.
Lantara po tayo nagsisinungaling si General Torre po. Sabi po niya, wala pong checkpoint sa harap po ng compound namin. Marami po kaming footage and pictures po, nag-checkpoint po sa harap ng compound po namin. At sabi po niya po, madaling araw lang po sila nagaganyan. Umaga po, 24 hours, kahit po tutok po ang araw, nagaganyan po, hindi po magkakakilanlan, matala po ang nakikita po. Sabi po lang, checkpoint po niya, nandun po sa dulo, at pinapatatago lang niya yung mga tauhan niya doon, kasi nga maliwanag doon. Kami po naglagay ng ilaw, inilawanan po namin po sila kung saan po sila, kasi napakadilim at damuhan po sila nagtatago, sir. Kaya kinakabahan po kami, walang nameplate, wala pong plate number ang sasakyan, nakatabon po ang mukha. Paglapitan mo, hindi magsasalita, sino pong hindi kakabahan niya kung pulis ba yan o hindi? Kung matino kang pulis, wala kang tinatago, sir, you have to present yourself. Hindi po kami takot sa pulis. Kung may mga ibang pulis po, pulis Davao po, kilala namin, nagpapakilala po. Pulis Present Sasa, naka-blue lang po sila na polo shirt, yung friendly po lang na uniform. Doon po, kinakausap po kami. Pero ito po sila, sir, para mapipit-bing eh. Wala pong lumalabas sa bibig na, at kami po, nakikiusap po. Nakikiusap na po ha. Hindi po kami mga garapalan at nambastos po, General Torre. Your Chair. Hindi po kayo nambastos. Nakiusap, nagtatanong lang po. Masiguro lang po namin. Kayo ba, bakit kayo nagkagayon? Bakit nakapirma tanggalin? Ano ba mga pangalan nyo? Bakit po wala kayong mga nameplate? At bakit po wala mga plate number yung mga sasakyan ninyo? Wala pong sagot. So, kung pagsisinungaling man po, ewan ko na lang po, paano po i-describe po ni General Torre yung sinasabi niya?
Anyway, ganito na lang, Nick. We have to find a solution to this situation. Huwag nating pabayaan ito na lumaki ng lumaki. Maliit na bagay na ito. Maliit na bagay ito. Kung tutuusin, nasa diskarte mo yan, nasa the commander on the ground. Tingnan ninyo, yung ganito na may pulis tayo, at the same time, dapat hindi intimidating. Yun lang. At saka kung tinatanong sila ng mga tao, sumagot. Kung ako ang pulis, tanungin ako ng mga taga QJC, sino kay sir? Kung anong tanong, ako, madali na sabihin, relax lang kayo. Hindi nyo ko kalaban, kakampi nyo ko, pulis ako ng Davao. Ito, ang aking patso, 11 RPSB. So pag gano'n ang ginagawa ng mga pulis natin, kakalma yung mga tao doon. Kakalma ang mga tao. Huwag na natin na, alam mo na, mayroon na silang paranoia. Tapos, pakitaan pa natin ng intimidating presence doon. The more na magkakaroon ng distrust yung ating mga kababayan. Basta kayo, can you promise this committee, next time around, makinig lang muna kayo, huwag ka muna mag-react. This next time around, kung meron silang information na andyan si Pastor Kibuloy sa loob at mag-serve sila ng warrant of arrest, hindi kayo magre-resist? Tanong ko lang.
Yes, sir.
Tanong ko
Kasi
lang.
ginawa na nila yan ng 4 times.
Hindi nga, makiusap
Yes,
mo,
sir.
proper lang. Sinusunod nila ang
Okay.
procedure,
Opo.
police operational procedure, okay lang kayo.
Okay lang, sir. Ever since po sila, okay na, sobrang okay.
Okay, thank you.
Para
thank you.
wala lang gulo. Ayaw namin ng gulo, sir.
Oo.
Sa totoo lang.
Sino ba gusto ng
Kasi
gulo?
gusto namin mag-normal naman yung buhay, pero hindi siya ngayon.
Oo.
Ito yung video, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, please allow me to take advantage of that commitment, sir. Can I ask the QOJC for the QOJC presentation, sir, for the map?
Map?
Map, sir. The map of the, kasi sa presentation nila kanina, sir, may mapa, sir, eh. Can we pause on that and I'll explain something? Sa technical natin, sir.
Pakiplay nga.
May presentation
Pakiplay
sila, sir,
yung
eh. Doon sa may mapa, sa may location.
Pakibilis lang, technical, yung location. It's already 2:30, ha? Magbibill na,
Aling
magre-ring
map
na yung
yung
bill ngayon.
central?
Mag-session tayo.
Aling map po yun?
Yung Kingdom.
Yung
Yung
kingdom
sa
daw.
central?
Yung Kingdom. Yan,
Yung pinakita nyo kanina.
Yan. Sige, yung buong mapa. Yung buong mapa, please. Yan. Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
please pause it. Please pause it on, Mr. Chair, may I ask the technical to address the technical to pause it, i-back po, back ng konti. Yan, dun sa, yan,
Yung mapa na yan.
sa map na yan. Can we have it? There you go.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, that dome that you see is 5 hectares floor area. That's 50,000 square meters. Will they allow us to search all of it and the other adjacent 41 other structures inside the compound? Will they help us?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, ginawa na nila yan nung June 10. Kahit wala silang search warrant, kasi tumawag na po si PRRD para lang talaga mapacify yung event doon, we allowed them. We allowed them to go to Bible school, lahat yun.
Mr. Chair?
Then, dyan sa Kingdom, sa hangar, pati sa school. Sa school mismo, graduation pa naman yun. Inalaw, may mga body cam sila, si IDG. Dapat ilan lang. Ang dami po nila. Sa hangar pati. So, lahat po yon ng lugar, inalaw po namin sila. Kahit wala po silang search warrant, pinayagan po namin sila kasi ayaw rin talaga namin ng gulo.
Okay.
At saka, libre naman po silang
Thank you.
pumasok.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The June 10, may I ask may we ask the resource person how many policemen they allowed on June 10 and how long did they allow for the search? Because, Mr. Chair, this is a hide and seek on a 30-hectare property with one of the biggest structures, a 5-hectare dome, with 4 elevator shafts, underground tunnels, underground parking, movable roof with underground passageway going to the hangar, with a hangar that can accommodate 4 helicopters, can accommodate also 2 planes, with a private taxiway to the Davao City International Airport. That's how big it is, Mr. Chair. And I do believe if they will only allow us, I'll bring in maybe 1,500 people to stay there for a month to search for Mr. Kibuloy there if he doesn't want to surrender, because it could be a challenge. We can reverse it, Mr. Chair. We ask 1 policeman or 5 policemen to hide in there, and they look for that policeman in how many hours? How many people do they need in a 300,000 square meter property, and including that dome that is 50,000 square meter floor area, that is 200 meters wide, sir. So it can seat 77,000 people with its own power, own water system, own waste disposal management system, and not mentioning the school, which is a very, very big school, and the other buildings.
Yung July 10 na
June 10 po.
June 10 na ginawa ninyo, na-search ba niyo lahat?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. It was a very limited thing, and Mr. Chair, if we can go to YouTube, if you will allow us, search secret doors in YouTube, and we really cannot dismiss that possibility that there will be things like that inside that compound. Therefore, we really need to search it thoroughly, and it cannot be done in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. I don't think that we can do it with 1,000 people, sir.
Wow.
We really need more time, and to save us all from all these heartaches, I really would like to suggest again for Mr. Kibuloy to just submit himself to the jurisdiction of the court together with his co-accused, because his other co-accused had already done so last March 2024. They have already submitted themselves to the court, and now Pauline Canada is also in the jurisdiction of the court now. So save us from the heartache. Let us all just respect the process that is enshrined in our Constitution, the legal process that says a judge ordering their arrest. So therefore, with Attorney Torion defending him and others, I believe that he will get the justice that he deserves. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, General Torre.
My succinct remark, Your Honor, to the answer rather to the good advertisement campaign being launched by General Torre insofar as the kingdom is concerned, Your Honor, can be explained by the fact that he was not there on June 10 of 2024. He was not yet the regional director. It was still Regional Director Martinez during that time. So he was not personally present when the policemen, more than 200, I think, Your Honor, were in the compound and they were scattered everywhere. And there was a leading search persons. And when I arrived, Your Honor, it was already in the hangar. Even the rooms in the hangar were even visited during that time. Your Honor.
So you can honestly say that
They searched
it
everywhere.
was thoroughly searched
Yes, Your Honor.
on that very day.
Yes, Your Honor. Even the nooks and crannies of JMC, they also visited.
Obvious. Kung ako naman ang pulis, nakapasok na ako doon, talagang
Oo, lahat
hahanapin
po.
ko talaga
Pati nga
doon.
CR, Your Honor, CR ng doon sa hangar. Pinuntahan, pinakita ko sa ito yung CR ng hangar.
So nandun ka?
Nandun ako, Your Honor.
Ah,
O siya, wala.
So, Your Honor, makdagdag lang ako. Pati
Yes.
cabinet, nagkasya kaya si Pastor sa drawer, cabinets, closet, sa sofa, sa mga boxes, pula lang sa kaldero, kasi hanggang kusina. Lahat, pati siya, inano na nila. Pati yung sa simbahan namin,
Pero
angkat na nila ang carpet.
importante,
Oh.
na-open ang drawer. Wala sila gipunit sa drawer, ha? Wala
Wala,
ginatan.
nalay nabilin sila sa CR.
Ha?
Naglaglag sila og bala.
Sa CR?
Opo.
Isa ra
Bala?
kabuok. Isa ra kabuok.
Isa ra kabuok?
Siguro to.
Siguro nahulog sa sige
Basta
sila
nahulog
search.
ito. Accidental nahulog.
O,
siguro.
ganun sila mag-search.
Wala siguro tayo intention nga magtanim bala kasi kung ako magtanim bala, di, Pastor Kibulo yan eh. Isa ka box akong ibutang diya para
Lahat.
kung mo na yung magtanim, pero nalaglag lang siguro yan.
Opo, sir. So, yun lang po para malaman ni General Torre na, yun nga, kusina, drawer, closet, na hindi naman kasya yung tao, yun nga, pati siguro kaldero, wala na lahat na. Tapos yun po ang pumasok. Isang compound lang yan, ha, General. Isang compound pa lang yan. Doon lang yan sa Prayer Mountain na kung saan po kayo nakapunta. Kaya, sige, search. May chopper pa, may drone pa. Yun, ganun kadami. Isang compound pa lang yan. Sa sa Prayer Mountain lang yan, sir. Ganun. Tapos nagdadala naman uli sila ng 1,500 men. Ano na naman, gera? Ano bang lulusubin nila? So, hindi pa sila tumitigil hanggang ngayon. Hanggang kaninang madaling araw. Lumusob na naman sila. Madaling araw, alas 2 ng madaling araw. Kanina lang.
So I think lahat na nakapagsalita.